All right, looks like we are connected. I'm gonna try and move over here with the chickens. Oh, here we go. I think we're good. So the kids are now back in school, and they were home for a year and a half, right? Like so many of us, homeschooled our kids and online schooled our kids for an entire year. And to be honest, I kind of miss all the talking. I'm kind of missing the bickering a little bit, and so I'm coming out here, sitting with the chickens, and getting a dose of, what it feels like to have someone constantly chattering in your ear, right? So today what I wanted to talk to you guys about is the projects that we do with our students in Nature Matters Academy. So as you guys hop on, go ahead and leave us some nature emojis. Teresa's here to answer questions in the chat, and just kind of let us know what questions you have. But as you hop on, leave us some nature emojis, let us know that you're here. And we want to talk about projects today. So projects are a great way to engage your kids in learning. Not only learning critical thinking, but also practicing things like self-regulation and even connecting with our kids. So one thing that's, we talked about this a few days ago, right? What the most important thing that your kids need in order to develop resilience is to be engaged in something. They need to be engaged enough to actually want to do it, right? We talk about teaching our kids how to be resilient in learning, but if they refuse to learn something, right, they're not gonna get that resilience. We need to first engage them enough that they're interested in what we're learning about, and then we can kind of take it to that next level. So let's see, let's talk a little bit about projects. Teresa, if you don't mind, add some projects that your kids have done in here. I'm going to talk a little bit about some projects that mine have done. So he was 8 turning 9 when he was starting to do some of these projects, and he really focused on video. And it was a fun thing for him because he's not the most like verbal kid. I'm not saying he doesn't like to talk. He loves to talk. But because of the ADHD, what's in his head doesn't always come out in a clear way. And so doing the videos is a great way for us to be able to practice that, because he got to take as many takes as he wanted to take. He got to explore what he wanted to say. In the videos, he was able to explore creative ways to teach about different topics, and it basically allowed him, and he was really interested in it, right? He got to use tech. So we were outside, we were having fun, we were learning about something, but he also got to use technology, which we do limit screens and we limit games and all that. So the fact that he had these opportunities to use tech in a way where he also got to learn was very, very engaging for him. And so it was a ton of fun, and he learned so much, and he came up with examples that I wouldn't have even thought of. He described rocks and minerals as fruit versus fruit salad. And I thought, this is really great. This is a great way for him to be able to take what he's learning and build it in a way that will last for him, because it's not me teaching him stuff. It's not me making him write things down. It's not, it's him getting to create his own learning experience, which was so incredibly wonderful. And you guys, Teresa's boys, they're makers too, and their projects, a lot of them have circled around Legos, which has been really, really cool, because not only do they get to build, but they get to think outside the box, right? How do I make something that's round out of Legos? What does that look like? How do you make a bee out of Legos? And they did a beautiful job, and while they were making their bees, they learned about bees, right? And then they presented their project by presenting their Lego creation and then talking all about it, and the different types of bees and everything else. And so it was a great way for them to use something that they already enjoyed. They love Legos, they love building. They watched Lego Masters, right? That is a big part of what they love to do, and they got to take something that they love and leverage it to learn something new, and to maybe learn something that's hard, right? It kind of gives them that buy-in. So our gifted kids, they tend to not really care if they have to learn stuff that they don't want to learn about, right? And they tend to not be motivated to learn if it's not something that they already want to do. So the project-based model is really, really good, because it gives them a chance to do what they enjoy doing, but learning about something new. So for example, your kid might be a storyteller. They could write a story. Your kid might be, let me see, I wrote down some ideas here. you know, they might be a little scientist and they want to create a science fair board. Oh, Teresa said that, you know, they use recycled art to make projects. We had some kids that found some rusty nails outside. If you guys haven't seen the dragonfly video, go and check it out. These kids made super cool art project. They made dragonflies, and so did Teresa's. They both made dragonflies out of recycled material, and then they learned about it as they went. So it was so incredibly powerful. And again, if your kids have the power to choose what type of project they want to do to learn something new, they're going to build resilience. They're going to build critical thinking skills. In our projects, we try to help kids learn how to think about a topic and through a different perspective, through a different lens. And that can take all kinds of different kind of viewpoints, right? So my son, with one of us, with the bee project that he did, he basically went back and was like, you know what, I want to take the perspective of one type of bee. So he chose the solitary bee, and he told the story in his video according to the perspective of the solitary bee. And that was incredibly creative and a lot of fun to do. And was it some work on my part? Yes. But that's part of being a proactive parent, right? We are in there with our kids. We are helping them do homework. We're helping them learn. We are helping them practice their t-ball or their soccer or whatever it is. And that's just part of what we signed up for. And the great thing is, we talked about how important it was to connect with our kids. Doing projects with our kids is a really great way to connect and to do something that they enjoy doing. And so by doing these projects, you are building a connection with your kids, you're building critical thinking in your kids, and then you're also building self-regulation, because the fact is, you're going to do some things that aren't going to work, right? You're going to try some things that don't work. You are going to, your kid's going to come up with a product that they didn't really like and they weren't proud of. And all of that is part of building resilience. So, guys, in Nature Matters Academy, the work that we do with the kids are these projects. So we're not necessarily teaching them, you know, breathing techniques online. We're not necessarily teaching them, you know, other types of connection. Those are the things that we're teaching you. Those are the things that we're teaching the parents. But for the kids, we're really focusing on just having a heck of a good time, doing something that they already enjoy doing, and applying those skills in a new way, and leveraging those skills to practice critical thinking, self-regulation, and resilience. And we would love to be able to have your kids join us. And it's going to be a wonderful 3 months. We're going to be learning a ton, and your kids are going to have a lot of fun doing it. If your kid is currently unmotivated in their education, if they have like stopped loving learning, then this is exactly where they need to be, because we are going to jumpstart that for them. We're going to fuel that tank for their love of learning and get them going again, because we make it a ton of fun. We laugh, we get silly, usually we get messy with our projects, and we share them, and overall it's just about having a really fun experience, not only in our community but also with your families, right? And then sharing that online. And then second of all, I mean, you guys get to brag on your kids, right? The projects that we've seen come through these are just wonderful, and parents get an opportunity to show their grandparents, show the aunt and uncles, show all these other people what fun they're having while they're learning and doing these amazing things. So you guys, Nature Matters Academy, the doors close tomorrow night. So if this is something that you're on the fence on, Teresa, if you don't mind, go ahead and add that link to the bottom. You can hear about Nature Matters Academy in the last, yesterday's talk, Thursday's talk, Friday's talk. So day 4, 5, and 7, you can hear all the details. But here's the basic structures. It's 3 months. I should say it's 12 weeks. So not technically 3 months. It's 12 weeks where we meet every week via Zoom for an hour. We teach your kids for the first 30 minutes. Second 30 minutes, we coach the parents. We are teaching you really awesome, fun techniques for connecting. We're teaching you techniques for self-regulation that actually fit for you and your kid, because not all techniques and not all tools work for all people. You need enough variety to figure out what works for you. We give you support. We hold you accountable. And we're practicing critical thinking through our projects. And the kids get to come out of the boot camp really having some great examples of the work that they do, and the fun that they're having, and then you get to take all these experiences and turn them into a new family culture. When child one does this, these are the tools that we use that are compassionate, that are proactive, and that actually support our kids to help them learn the self-regulation techniques that they're going to need later on in life anyway. And so let's teach them now, let's support them now, so that they have the tools that they need when they get to high school, whenever they get to college, whenever they get married, right? We need some self-regulation in marriage. So anyway, I'm so excited to have you guys here. And again, leave us any questions that you have. We are currently taking calls with anybody who wants to just brainstorm a strategy. You know, if you have a problem, let's brainstorm a strategy for you. All right, hope you guys have a wonderful day. The chickens say goodbye, and we will see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.